Good day, beautiful families. This is my last video for this year, and I want to wish you a great new year coming ahead. Well, the year is going so quick, and I wish we learn from what we made, mistakes, and learn from our shortcomings and things that we should have done and not. It doesn't matter. It's now past. And ahead is a great year, I'm very sure. And I wish you really a great year with lots of compassion, love, and all the good things we can do with our children. Now, what we are going to talk today, our last talk, I got my script, so I would not deviate. Ready? Okay, we are going to talk about something that can happen anytime, anywhere, and is a tantrum. Now, apparently the word tantrum has no etymology. It means we don't know where it comes from. But I read some articles and they found this word in some books in the 1784. So 1784, as someone spoke about the word tantrum. But today is a common word, and it used to be called meltdown, but it's now known as a tantrum. What is it? I got a definition here. It says a tantrum is a sudden period of uncontrollable anger. So this is the official definition of a tantrum. So anger, uncontrollable anger. See, I was once in Paris with a friend when I was in Germany studying, and because the phone booth was not taking any coins, something was stuck in the coin little part, this friend of mine broke the entire phone booth in a fit of anger. So in adults, it is called rage. In children, we can still expect and say, yes, it is a tantrum, that falling on the floor or bumping their head somewhere or throwing things around. It's an uncontrollable anger. But what are the reasons of? Why our children have this sort of moments when they lose it, affect us a lot. So one thing that is very easy to say is be calm. Do not stress. He soon is going to vent out and lose power. It can be or not. But if you ignore, it will give the sense of my mom or dad or aunt or any other beautiful family with a child is not giving me any attention, is ignoring me. So either the tantrum will increase, or then it will be then escalated for another time when the child think that is now appropriate to bring it back. Baby? Well, I got a few reasons, and there are many, especially because our children, as this program is, and I forgot to mention, empower parents. Yes, empower parents to build children emotional intelligence. At this time, the child is not in their abilities to deal with their emotions. It's like a volcano that erupts, and unfortunately we are around, to get into the burning lava. But there is something that we can do. We can gain time and just say, I understand you are angry, but let's see, how can I help you? Ignoring is not a good way. So with frustration, it's because it happens something unexpectedly that make them angry. Like if a child is putting the blocks, constructing something beautiful, and a piece fell on the floor that it was supposed to be on the top of that, and that can trigger the frustration because he did not expect that. And this is why emotional intelligence is so important, because it will help the child to think and understand and sorted out what is going on. In adults, it's very dangerous because it comes to rage, and we see out there the news, someone did this, shot a tree, or the sky's is the limit what happened. But one thing that, for example, I cannot say my children never had tantrums, but every time I used to go out of the house for doing something with them, I used to talk to them, gather around, let's negotiate if something happened that I don't like, and then I used to talk to them. We're going to the grocery shops, and this is my list. We're going to buy food. Pardon me. And then I used to say, why this? Because in the shops, when we are at the grocery store, there is all these things that will attract your attention, and you wanted to have it. But why Mama made the list is because this is what we need and what we can afford. And later, presents, they will come. But this is not today. We are going to the shops for buying food and something that we need, not what we want. It's lots of ways to negotiate. Sometimes it works, sometimes it not. To take my daughter out of the swimming bath when we were in Germany, it was something that Albert Einstein would not dare to get a solution. But I used to say to her, let's compromise, Tamara. It's 2 hours. It's too much if we stay more than 2 hours. And I know I feel sorry today, but I used to invent some stories. Our skin is going to wrinkle. We are going to be very, very old. It did work, until she discovered that's not what makes us old. It's not the swimming pool. Well, later for that. Okay. What can we assist children when they have this anger and the burst of frustration? We want to talk, because when they are talking, one part of their frustration is going, and when we talk, we're going to show that I am here to listen to you and help you. So let's talk. So there are no this is going to be a short video, but the other thing that we want to talk about, why triggers sometimes that tantrum, it's expectations. Sometimes I am a person I love expectations, and when I have some expectations, my daughter said to me, Mama, I'll send you a parcel. Oh my goodness, I can't stop looking if the parcel is there. I have so much expectation. Everyone has expectation, and our little ones too. And it's in between. Expectations have different level, and when they're still little, the expectations overwhelms them. So this is why sometimes when we ourselves, we set sometimes unrealistic expectations. I want to do that, or I want for me to have this and that, so expectation have different levels for everyone. But children also expect them to build the tower with the Lego. And when that not happens, the expectation went upside down. That's the Lego goes too upside down. They will kick, they will throw everything piece by piece. It is important you to talk about the expectation and talk about something that is based on logic. They will understand so quickly. Like if you want to build up something very high, you have to make a strong base. Look at these buildings. We don't see, but underneath is lots of concrete. And give a little bit time for them to understand that we all want to have something nice. Unfortunately, there is always something that will disappoint us. They will not understand straight away. But that little seed planted in their brain will one day take roots and make them build critical thinking, which is one part of emotional intelligence. It is very important for us to manage also our expectation and what we expect our children to do or to be. We have to evaluate every day. There is another thing that is the utmost importance. and it's communication. It is one very strong part of emotional intelligence, and it is a two-way road. It goes and come back. You listen and you say something. Not just listen. You'll be fine. You are angry. You throw everything on the floor. You hit the cat. You hit the dog. You'll be gone. You'll be happy again. Communicate properly. It's still a little child, or it's still growing, or it's still a preschooler or a primary school or kindy child, but they will understand. And don't give that empty thing that you grow up with that. You will get out of that. No, communicate properly and maybe tell a story. Look, when I was young, I was so angry because I wanted to get this and I didn't. Talk something. I used to tell my children lots of stories. And my daughter, she was always very savvy, and she used to say to me, she used to talk always in her, not by me, I, or she used to say Tamara. And when I said to her one day, I wanted to have a beautiful bicycle and I didn't get, she used to say, Tamara don't like bicycle. So you have to be ready for every outcome, because they are intelligent and smart, but they're still learning how to cope with their emotions. So to break that cycle, it's like a vicious cycle. It will happen, you continue, and for whatsoever reason, you get the situation, you terminate, but it keeps going on and on and on. You go in the car park and the child keeps screaming, I want, or why not, anything. Now, to break this vicious cycle, there is something that we can do. I wrote it here. If this is related to attention, which is sometimes, and then you can say, he is attention seeker. He always or she always does this when we are in the shops. We don't know the reasons, but one way is to give attention and ask them, I know this is happening now. We spoke about this before, going to the shops and buying what we need. Later we are going to the shops for fun. But I know that you probably had forgotten and you're not thinking about it now because you see these beautiful things out there. So communicate is the most important thing of emotional intelligence. We're made to communicate with us. In any way, we are communicators and we have to use that for our benefit. Talk daily, ask questions. As much as you learn your child, as easier for you is to find solutions for the matter. And let's break the cycle, because if you don't find a way to understand why your child is behaving like that, it can be something from school that frustrated them and made them powerless. It can be even you who have been too busy and didn't give her attention enough. It can be anything, but how do you know if you do not ask questions? It's very important. Be verbal, not only No, this does not work. Okay? Be verbal, communicate, go to their child's level, because if you are a big parent, tall and strong, it's just like a little ant talking to a mountain. Let's be empathetic. Let's love. This year will be the year of love and attention, empathy, and most of all, empowering us to grow strong every day, to understand our children, to make them emotionally intelligent, strong, unbreakable. And Happy New Year if you don't hear of me, but I will be with you next year, which is just a couple of days. All my love to you. I think I made this right today. Look. Oh, yeah. It's a love heart. Mwah. All the best for you and your children.